We're recording.
We are recording. We're live for us, aren't we, Gwen? So
Yes.
it's very, very nice to see you with all your magnificent trophies behind you as a competition extraordinaire. So thank you for joining us today.
So I've done a few.
Just a few. So, well,
Just a few.
you are perfectly placed as a judge of this competition because you've been through so many varied competition journeys, haven't you? And
Oh,
now
yeah.
you've judged every single challenge for NASNA. So tell us a bit about your background.
So I've been a nail tech. Actually, I'm starting my 30th year
Wow.
as doing nails this year. And
Amazing.
I still work full time in the salon. And I've competed. I started competing in 2013
Mhm.
and I competed from 13 to 19 pretty hard.
Wow.
And then, of course, 20 screwed everything up.
Yeah.
But pretty much since then, I've just been judging.
Yeah.
But it's really nice that now we're doing so much online
Mhm.
stuff because it gives you the opportunity to compete even in these high level competitions without having to travel
Yeah.
because the travel is very prohibitive for a lot of people.
That's such a good point. I think COVID's shown us a lot that we can do so much more online and we can reach more people and give more people opportunities doing it online. And we were just saying before we started recording, obviously Scratch Magazine is primarily it's a British company, yet being able to do things online means we can open up our reach and we can open up opportunities to people in North America, which is just lovely. So with what do you love about competitions? What have you enjoyed about them as a competitor and I guess now as a judge?
So I think the biggest thing for me is it pushes you outside of your comfort zone.
Mhm.
So when you're sitting here in the salon doing nails all day, yeah, your customers, they'll bring in pictures that might be a little bit more difficult for you or a little more challenging, but it is still not the same challenge as competition
Yeah.
because the competition, you're going above and beyond what you would do in the salon.
Mm.
And I think that that makes a huge difference. Plus, it forces you to practice,
Mhm.
which once we've worked for a while and we're like, oh, I'm good, I don't need to practice. We usually don't practice anymore. We just, our salon work is our salon work. And, we might take a class and we might learn a new technique every now and then that we practice a little bit.
Mhm.
But when you are practicing for competition, you're so focused and
Yeah.
it really just working on perfecting those things for competition makes your work, salon work,
Mm.
more perfect and better.
Definitely.
And yeah,
Sorry.
that's the big thing for me is I feel like it pushes you to be more creative and more focused on the little details of your work.
Absolutely. I think a lot of people outside of this industry struggle to understand it, especially when they see extreme nails or fantasy
Mhm.
nails. They were like, well, I wouldn't go and ask for them in a salon. But the
Yeah.
analogy that I always say is that look at very timely at the moment, look at Fashion Week. Look at
Mhm.
New York Fashion Week right now. Look at the extreme clothing styles that are on the runway and how they taper down into the high street. It's the same with nails. You create the extremes because then you're pushing yourself with your products. You're pushing yourself with your innovation and testing your skills and what you can do, only to make your salon work so much better because you're learning, right?
Exactly.
Yeah, and it's so
Yeah.
interesting. I think the beauty of North America's Star Nail Artist as well is that because we have these very generous and amazing sponsor companies like Le Chat, of
Mhm.
which you're a master educator, um, they're offering, products, different products for all of the contestants to work with. And so that they can try things that are outside of their comfort zone and see how different things work. And what do you love about that element of this competition?
I think that's fabulous because a lot of times we get in a zone of, well,
Mhm.
this is what I've always used and I
Yeah.
know how this works, and you hear about something new and sometimes you'll buy it but you don't play with it that much. You're like, you
Mm.
use it once and you're like, oh, this didn't work for me, and you just put it in a drawer somewhere.
Yeah.
But this way you get a bunch of products
Mhm.
and you're required to use them for the competition. So it
Mm.
makes you really play with them and figure out how they work. And you're like, oh my God, I didn't even know this existed. I love this product. I want to know more. I want to use it more. And I think it's a great way to get to try everything
Yeah.
and just find out about new products that you didn't even know existed.
Yeah. Absolutely. And I think your company, so Le Chat now has sponsored Challenge 5, which is commencing on the 1st of March. I mean, it's a great challenge, and the product list is also very cool as well. I'll summarize it, but of course, for our contestants, it will be on the website just before March 1st. But it's to create 5 fantasy style nails that must be at least 4 inches long on either a model or your own hand, inspired by change. And that change could be nature and changes that happen in spring, or with personal development and growth. I mean, this is very much, we haven't had our last challenge, challenge 4, was a hand painting challenge. And this one is going in the opposite direction. It's
totally opposite direction.
I mean, what do you love about this challenge?
Well, I like that. I know that fantasy, like making big, scares people a lot.
Yeah.
And so it's really good to push you outside your comfort zone again. Mm-hmm. And I know the very first challenge was kind of a fantasy type. They wanted big stuff. And I remember in a lot of the videos, a lot of people going, oh my God, I've never built anything big. And so this will be great for them to revisit that skill.
Yeah.
And see how much they've been able to improve on that.
Mm.
And I think it's going to be really, really neat. And yeah, I know that we do have several competitors that seems to be more their leaning than the hand painting. They were like, oh my God, I hate that. This isn't what I usually do.
We're getting the all-rounders. Obviously, North America's our nail artists. They've got to be an all-rounder. So
exactly,
it's nice to test all those skills. And when you first shared your bio with us, you said that your kind of passion and I guess what you're known for is kind of extreme and fantasy nails. So what advice can you give to our contestants for before they undertake this challenge?
So I would say probably the biggest thing is, plan your design, but definitely I'm not a drawer. I don't draw out my design beforehand. Mm-hmm. I actually just use a bunch of pictures and kind of Photoshop them all together to make my ideas. And I mean, I can draw, but just trying to draw that and just no, I just want to build it.
Yeah.
But plan your design first so that you know what you're doing. And for the nails have to be at least 4 inches in length. Mm-hmm. And so there's a lot of tricks with, sticking 2 forms together to make the forms longer, because obviously the forms aren't going to quite be long enough to make a 4-inch long nail.
Yeah.
I definitely think that you're going to, or they are going to, this entrance are going to do better with a sculpted long nail than just using a tip. Because they do make those longer fantasy tips, but I really would recommend against using those, because you're going to get higher points and, it's just going to have a better wow factor if you go ahead and build that base nail.
Yeah. Yeah, that's really going to showcase the depth of the skills that these nail artists have. And ultimately, it's getting to crunch time now. We're seeing quite a few eliminations as we count down to the top 3, and every point matters, because something that I'll go into in the next couple of weeks with our contestants to remind them that I have got a spreadsheet of the accumulated scores over all of the challenges so far. So even if people are in top 3 one month and in another, it comes down to those accumulated scores, and looking at the bigger picture and the progression, but the skill and the teaching element as well. So it's those, every point counts, and points could win prizes, as we say over here. So
oh, definitely.
It's very important. It really does. So, it was very, very close just on challenge 4, actually. There's just a couple of points in it in the top 10. It's so tight up there. So, paying attention to what the challenge brief is so important, and also asking questions. So, there's always any competition, there's always going to be questions, because people think differently. And, we might not have considered something that a contestant is like, oh, can I do this? Or can I not do that? And it's always best to ask, isn't it? And get that clarification.
Yes. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I always tell people when they're asking for competition advice is, if you have a question, ask it, because you don't want to lose points or get disqualified because you misunderstood one of the instructions.
Yeah, Absolutely. And just the package that our contestants can expect from Le Chat is it's a great package. You've talked about the nail forms. So there'll be master contour nail forms. I'm going to reel it off here. HEMA-free liquid gel builder, which I believe is a new product to the range.
Brand new product. I mean, like I think it came out last month.
Amazing. So
And
super new.
yeah, it's a builder in a bottle type of product. And it's really nice. They get the clear, but they also get the white and the natural. So that'll be able to give you a lot more possibilities for building with it. Yeah. And it's a really nice, it's self-leveling, but it's nice and thick, so you can build pretty good with it. And the clear is so incredibly like glass clear.
Wow.
So glass clear. So it's gonna be a great product to use for this.
Yeah, definitely. And it doesn't stop there, because there are the Perfect Match Pro 3-in-1 powder. There are 6 of those in the product package. There are 3 Le Chat gel polish 2-in-1s. The new Murano chrome powders, 3 shades, and then the Perfect Match Pro HEMA-free gloss and top coat. So Le Chat has been very, very generous with this package.
Well, and because it's a fantasy competition, it's great that they're giving you 6 of the 3-in-1 powders, because the pigments are just fabulous in these powders. They're so pigmented, and you can build big, but you can also build little teeny tiny pieces, and it's a real smooth consistency. You won't get that grainy surface that you do sometimes with like heavily pigmented powders, or like, because they're 3-in-1 powders, they cure really, really nice. And so you'll be able to do a lot with that. And then the 2-in-1 gel polish that they're receiving is it's a color and top coat in one. So you can do your designs with this on your nails or something, and you don't have to worry about trying to top coat over it. So if you wanted like a matte design with a shiny like swirls or something, you can use this product for that, and then you don't have to try to add top coat later. And also with the chrome powders will stick to this because it's got that shiny no wipe surface. So you can do some chrome work with that product as well.
Amazing. And that's also I know we're in an airlock competition, but just bringing it back to what we were saying earlier, products like that, getting to know that products like that exist as well, and trying them out, aren't they great for taking back to the salon, in that, you know, you can speed up your service time with a 2-in-1 gel polish, and you can use that for chrome and effects. It's great that our contestants are getting to try and use those kind of things.
Oh, definitely. I mean, it's just terrific for all around. And we did, obviously, with deadlines. We talked about this in the email the other day. Everybody who was in challenge 2, whether they were eliminated, or challenge 4, last month, will receive the Le Chat package. Because of the deadlines. You know, there's not enough time to send them out after the winners of the wild card round are announced. So even those eliminated last month do still receive those products. And I think that's just super generous and fabulous. It's like a consolation prize.
It is. It's a really nice prize. As a, you know, well done for taking part. Here, have some more products to practice with, and enter again next year.
Here, have fun.
Yeah, exactly. So no, that's really nice to see, and I'm very excited by this challenge. I can't wait to see those skills really pushed, because, like we said, it is getting down to crunch time now, and the eliminations are getting heavier, I guess. So it's this is really going to push some people out of their comfort zone, and 2 weeks to create. But I think a lot of people don't realize how, because where we do each challenge month by month, and feedback from contestants on other nail competitions meant that we really wanted to give our contestants a really good chunk of time to create their entries. But the downfall of that is our poor judges, like you, only have like 4 days to go through all of these videos, all of these write-ups, and all of those pictures, and do your judging. But how have you found it so far? What has it kind of impressed you, or what have you noticed over your judging period of NASNA?
So I'm definitely seeing everybody improve. The improvement has been terrific. I mean, there was some along the beginning, and I'm not positive, you know, like which ones are which along the thing. I don't go back and see, okay, what did she do last time or anything. I just judged this month. But definitely you can see the improvement, especially in the video skills. Like month to month, the videos get better and better.
Yeah, I think people are really taking on board that feedback as well, and their scores, and that's the whole point of a competition. I've always said that winning is that cherry on top of the cake, really.
It is.
It's about that experience. And I know we could see all of your amazing trophies and medals in the background, and winning is fabulous. But what we were saying earlier is it's very much about your journey and your skill set and what you take from it. And that's why I think feedback is so important, to kind of notice what you need to work on. And I love that we've actually been seeing people do that, because a lot of people don't. They're like, oh no, I don't need to know.
Yeah.
I've definitely seen it as well as yourself. So no, it's nice.
Well, and what I have always told people, from when I was competing, especially, you learn a lot more from not winning than you do when you win.
Nice.
Because when you win, you're like, I'm amazing. I did everything right. I don't need to do anything. But when you don't win, then you're like, what can I do to improve?
Yeah.
And you do. I feel like you just learn so much more when you lose than when you win, because you are looking for improvement.
Definitely. You've got more to strive towards, haven't you? You've got more goals to meet, and that's something that keeps passion alive, and it keeps energy alive. And it's it's a huge benefit of competition. But if you had any feedback on the videos, would you share it with us?
So a lot of my feedback, they've been correcting. One of the at the beginning, I was seeing several people that were kind of like, they were getting their hair in the video when they'd lean over because their camera was too close and it was up above their head. And I haven't seen that much. Or they'd get off the screen. So it's important when you're making a video to, even if it's not something that we can see in the video, make sure there's something that gives you like a registration mark, so you know where your camera edges are. When I make videos, I literally put like a border. I take a pen and I write on my paper, on my back, my table towel.
That's a good idea.
I make little marks so I know where the corners of my screen are going to be. And it's just outside of my screen.
Yeah.
But they're on my towel, so I know I don't have to keep trying to look at my camera and make sure I'm on the screen if I have those little marks.
That is such a good idea, because the amount of times I've done demo interviews with nail techs, and I keep having to interrupt them and say, oh, can you move your camera down a bit, or can you move the nail tip up a little bit because it's gone out of frame. That's a really, really handy tip. So
yeah, whether it's just like a line that's the bottom line, or a dot in each corner where the corner of your screen is, or sometimes I'll place products to make like a little fence to keep me in the spot. But I found that makes a huge difference, because then I know that I'm on the screen. I don't have to check. I don't have to worry, or I don't go back and watch the video to edit it and go, well, so much for that nail. That one's completely off the screen.
What a great idea. I love that. Top tip from a seasoned competitor and judge. There we go. And a master educator at that. So yeah, everyone can take that on board. But right. So with this challenge, there will also be a wild card entry. And this is very cool and very timely. And like we said before, everything is to play for now, and there will be a lot more people in this next wildcard challenge as well. Less spots to get through to challenge 6. So the wildcard challenge is women in the beauty industry for International Women's Day. Can you tell us a little bit about this?
So I think that's going to be a fabulous one, because you can recognize somebody in the industry that you have looked up to, or that, is been super inspirational to you. And in whatever way, works for you. You do not have to paint their face. If you want to, you can. But I know that, some people struggle with faces. And so they're feeling like, oh, if I don't make it, I'm not going to do any good because I'm not going to do this. It could be all of the women in the industry that inspire you, or something like that. And honestly, if it was me in this competition right now, with how many are being eliminated to the wild card round, I wouldn't wait until it's time till the announcement. I would go ahead and start planning at least a wild card nail, so that or even if you have time after you finish the fantasy nail, or, like me, my husband has a aversion to me working with acrylic at home.
Mhm.
So I only work with acrylic in the salon. But if I was going to do hand painting with that wildcard challenge, I might work on that in the evening while I'm at home after I've been at the salon working on my fantasy nail, because then you're not blindsided and feeling like you have to rush and panic and spend 2 days figuring out what I'm going to do. And then you only have 2 days to do the nail.
Mhm.
Because there are going to be so many people that make it into that end up in the wild card round. I mean, this time we had 10 out of 24. That's
Mhm.
almost half.
Yeah.
And less than half of those are coming through to challenge 3.
Mhm.
So I think that I would start planning it now, even because then if you end up making it through, great. You just have a cool nail idea.
Mhm.
Or you could still post it, because it would be a great way to honor and show respect to the women in the beauty industry.
Yeah, absolutely. That's a great piece of advice, actually. Just yeah, seeing the amount of people that are going through to that stage and just having an idea in your head, because yeah, it's only 4 days to do a wildcard challenge, and so yeah, having that plan, even if you do put aside those couple of days at the end to for pure creation, is a really, really great top tip. But anything else you'd like to share? Any more thoughts on North America's star nail artist before we wrap up?
I'm really impressed with the work that I'm seeing. I
Mm.
will say, I mean, I know a lot of people in our industry. I've been competing and been in out and about for a long time, but there's quite a few of the entrants I did not know. I had never heard of them.
Huh?
I had never seen them anywhere. And so I was really excited to see a whole lot of new faces
Yeah.
that I haven't been seeing.
That is again the beauty of competition and the beauty of an online competition, because like you said earlier, like there's a lot of restrictions with people traveling, and it costs so much to, especially in, I
Oh
mean,
yeah.
I'm only in the little UK and it costs enough to get up to, to the north of the country, but let alone, flying across states and countries and to compete. It's just not feasible for people, especially taking time out of the salon as well. So
Mhm.
this online it's enabled us to reach a larger audience, I think, and see some new faces and competitors that we haven't seen in the arenas. So it's really good to see that. So yeah, very enjoyable, and I can't wait to see what happens in this challenge. Very,
Mhm.
very cool task. Quite a daunting task, but a great one at the same time.
Yes. Yeah, I think it's going to be really, really fun to see, especially over the first challenge that was kind of fantasy,
Mhm.
to now seeing what they can create after going through that first one
Yeah.
and doing this. I think we're going to see some really amazing work.
Definitely. Oh, well, thank you so much for being such a dedicated judge. I think I just want to highlight how much time it takes to be a judge, and you've really been helping and supporting our contestants. So it's so appreciated. So thank you so much. And yeah,
Welcome.
we hope to see you at the finale in Orlando.
Yes, yeah. Hopefully, I will be able to be there. I'm gonna try my best to be there. And
Yeah, that would be amazing. So we can celebrate with you then. Well, thank you so much, Gwyn, and we will catch up with you soon.
yes, thank you very much, and good luck to all the competitors.